Hello guys and girls, welcome back to the Racing Line for another circuit guide here on iRacing. This is week 12 of Season 1 2023. The final week of Season 1 is finally here. We've done it, we've made it to the end of the Toyota GR86 Cup. And this week's circuit is Rudskogen Motor Centre, and the date and time is set to the 1st of May 2023 at 12 o'clock in the afternoon to match the official race time sent out on the season PDF. Same form as before, breakdown lap followed by a full speed uninterrupted lap followed by an offboard lap with some overtaking opportunities discussed. And of course this is filmed before the week has begun, so it's difficult to compare lap times, but let's see if we can help you guys find some time around this free and quite fun little circuit. So we're on the main straight. You want to be on the right hand side, ready for the left right hander of turn 1 and 2. They're quite quick after each other, so we'll slow it down. Braking zone, the start of the curb on the right hand side. You're going to be hard on those brakes from 4th down into 2nd. Look at this, about 60% down to 2nd. Get it turned in towards the apex, and now we're coasting through. Accelerate out full speed. By the time you get to the next curb, you're then going to lift off, maybe a slight dab of the brake, and then hold it tight to the right hand side curb all the way around and accelerate out to the left hand side. All about carrying that speed and traction through that long right hander so that you can maximize your run down this back straight. Careful of the rear end and careful of 1X, and you want to keep your left two wheels on the circuit. As we go down the hill, we're going to pass the 100-meter board, which is all the way over there on the right hand side where our car is on the left. We're then going to fully lift off and watch how we trail brake down. We're just feathering that brake as we downshift to 4th towards the first apex, come out towards the left hand side of the circuit, still feathering the brake and the throttle, down to 3rd, down to 2nd, get it turned in, and then you should be accelerating up the hill with your main aim to be on the right hand side of the circuit as you exit it right here. So then as you go up into 3rd gear, it's just a slight lift on for this left hander, slight lift for the right hander, and then as you get to this white line, you're going to try and brake in a straight line from 3rd down to 2nd. There we go. Now hold it in 2nd here, coasting through, feathering the throttle, hold it tight to the left-hand side curve again, and then once you feel comfortable, go on that full throttle. It's tricky because the corner is so long, you might accelerate too early and run wide, so be careful and make sure that you accelerate late enough. Now 50-meter board for this one, hard on the brakes from 4th down into 1st gear as we go deep into the corner and slightly late apex it so that you can get a better run up the hill and better traction. Right out to the left-hand side. Get over to the right now as the track slowly goes to the left anyway. Next braking zone, look at the advertising boards on the right-hand side. As we get to the diplomas board, that's where we're going to dab the brakes down to 2nd, get it turned in, 2 wheels cut the curb, 2 wheels on the track, and accelerate through. Flat out through this left-hander in 3rd gear, and then as we approach our car straightening up towards the apex, we're going to brake again from 3rd down into 2nd. Same as that corner before. Try and hold it tight to the right-hand side curb, feathering the throttle all the way around, being careful not to accelerate too early because you don't want to run too wide. It's very similar to that long left-hander, except this time it was right. And across the line for a 133.5. Some very similar corners throughout this circuit. Let's go full speed now, uninterrupted, no slowdown sections. So, first braking zone, curb on the right-hand side, hard on the brakes, 3rd, down to 2nd. Start accelerating from the apex, brake again as you hit the next curb. Now start smoothly applying that power, and you should be, before the end of the curb on the right-hand side, you should be full throttle now. You can use all the track on the exit, but be careful of that grass on the left-hand side. You don't want to be putting a wheel on that. Now we're going to keep an eye out for the 100-meter board on the right as we go down the hill. There it is, lift off. Start braking down to 4th, still braking slightly, trying to keep the car in check, down to 2nd, get it turned in towards the apex, start accelerating up the hill. Out towards the middle of the circuit, get over to the right, up into 3rd gear, slight lift off for the first left-hander, bigger lift off for the next one, braking in a straight line down to 2nd gear, aiming for that little apex curve. Out to the middle, now hold it tight to the left-hand side, smoothly applying that power, and now you should be comfortable to run it down the hill. So over to the left-hand side, ready for the hairpin. 50-meter board, hard on the brakes from 4th down to 1st, get it turned in towards the apex curb, start accelerating up the hill, use all the track on the exit, keep 2 wheels on the circuit. You don't have to move over immediately because the track slowly moves over anyway. Diplomas board on the left, dab the brakes down to 2nd, start accelerating through before the apex, up into 3rd, flat out through this left-hander, and then in between the left-hander and the right, hard on the brakes down to 2nd, hold it to the right-hand side, smoothly apply the power again. Very similar. You can see we got to full throttle too early, so we had to have a secondary lift. And then we are away down the back straight for a 133.5 here at Rudskogen. So, Now, that is pretty much it from me. So I'm going to leave you with this off-board lap. Don't forget to keep those likes and comments coming in and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's talk about overtaking opportunity. Sending it down the inside of this one is risky. You're going to push the other person off into a 1x or a slowdown zone, and they'll likely just come back on the circuit in front of you and take you out. So I'm going to say high risk zone for turn 1, although it is quite a long straight for you to potentially get alongside enough to make that move. But I'm still going to say high risk. It's a tricky circuit to overtake here because down this hill as well, even though you open it up, it's still a high risk. It's such a high speed corner with a single fast line. So if you're trying to get the move done there, I can just imagine it being a little bit tricky. And then you've got this sort of single file S section, so definitely high risk, high risk, high risk. I would actually say if you can focus on getting a better exit here, to be honest, there'll be some varying acceleration lines here. You can get a better exit than the car in front of you out of that corner, then this is probably your best overtaking opportunity down this hill and into this hairpin. I'm going to say low risk here because it's the most normal corner on the circuit. You can send it down the inside. You can probably hold it around the outside. If you do hold it around the outside, you'll have the inside to the next one. If you send it down the inside, make sure that you can get it on the exit. This one, high risk, fast left-hander. This one, left-right, risky again, high risk situation, unless you can get a better exit and then head down towards turn 1. Main overtaking zone for me here, that downhill hairpin zone, I reckon. That is pretty much it from me. As usual, like I said, well, that's the outro now, isn't it? I better say if I don't see you on track this week, I'll see you next week for the next video here on the Racing Line. Peace!